I'm going to use a mixture of perlite and vermiculite. All I do is feed the mixture all around the wicks, allowing them to bring the solution well into the middle of the tray. I want to make sure it's deep enough so it will support whatever plant I'm going to use. So this is going to be my herb garden. I'm going to need about 2 inches. Then I find a good sunny location like my kitchen window, a good place for herbs. There are many ways to start your seeds. You can use a dish with a paper towel to hold the moisture, although this could promote mold, or you could use jiffy pots. These are made out of peat moss, and they expand into little seed containers when you put them into water. Or you could use this material called rock wool. This amazing material is actually made from rock particles, which are spun into porous little cubes and slabs. This product is totally inert, which means it won't damage or change your plants chemically. Rock wool is excellent for hydroponics as it gives good root support while still allowing air to circulate around the roots. More about rock wool later. There are many ways to start your plants for your hydroponic garden other than seeding them. You can take cuttings from plants like the ivy and spider, which will virtually start in water. Another easy starter is the African violet. I've taken some leaves off a healthy plant, and I'm going to put it into a rock wool starter cube. As you can see, the options for hydroponics are endless, and you're only limited by your own imagination. Most plants can be converted to hydroponics with little or no effort. Now that we've talked a little about hydroponics, I'd like to show you how to set up your own grow room. The advantages of this are, while you can fully enjoy many different hydroponic systems all over your home, if you can enclose a space, it'll help you to control the atmosphere and all your plants' needs. First, we can simulate Mother Nature and provide a constant set cycle of light. No rainy days, because your light is controlled by how you set up the timer. Plants must have at least 12 hours of light a day or more to do better than average. By increasing the intensity, you can speed up your plant's required growing time. Tropical plants that are not in flower will do fine with 12 hours a day. It is also best to give all plants regular periods of darkness as well, as they need to have this cycle. Remember, we are imitating Mother Nature, not replacing her. So don't leave the element on more than 18 hours a day. Basically, there are 7 steps to setting up a grow room. Each of these has a number of points. You might want to get a pencil to jot down the important ones. Once you've decided where your grow room is to be, you must prep it to make it a good space for plants. I'm going to use a 10 by 12 foot room in my house as the grow room. This means I had to cover over the window to keep the light out, so I can have complete darkness, as well as controlled light. The room has a heat vent, so all I had to do was install an exhaust vent to take out the excess heat and humidity. I painted the walls and the ceiling with a flat white latex to increase the reflectivity of the room. You could also line the walls with mylar plastic if you wanted to. I covered the rug with a heavy plastic, and I think it's just about ready to begin the planning. Let's go take a look. You can see the curtains have been removed, as they can harbor fungus, which could present a problem to your plants. This is my exhaust vent, which will bring fresh air into the room. I also have a small fan to circulate the air inside so the warm air doesn't stay at the top of the room. Our 2 main concerns now are going to be light and water. A fully operational grow room of this size will use as much as 30 gallons a week. That's a lot of water to carry. So I chose my grow room across from the bathroom. I will have easy access with a hose. The second most important thing is light. Let's go to the garage and I'll show you the element I've purchased. When we talk about lighting, we'll be using the term HID. This stands for high intensity discharge. There are 3 types or groups of light. They are high pressure sodium, mercury vapor, and metal halide. Each have its own uses and applications. In my grow room, I'm going to use metal halide, as it produces the best possible white light. This bulb is filled with gas, which is illuminated when electricity is arced through it. It produces an even light. The ballast is a unit that heats up when it is being used. It should be kept away from all other sources of heat and water. It's a good idea to put it on a little shelf just above floor level. When you're buying your light, it should come with a socket, plug, and ballast. It's important that the ballast is the proper one for your light. It should also come with a guarantee. If you're starting your hydroponics in a low light greenhouse, you should be using sodium vapor HID. This works excellent with natural light. As you can see, the different types of lights have different lifespans. You can determine about how long your bulb will burn by estimating 12 to 14 hours of light per 24-hour cycle. Keeping the bulb free from dirt and dust will help extend its life. And very important, never get water on it when it's hot or plugged in, as it could shatter it. This is a 1,000-watt fixture, which means it's going to need its own 15-amp fuse. Never overload the circuit. If you do, you could destroy the bulb, or worse, start a fire. If you're uncomfortable with this, call in an electrician. This is my reflector hood. It deflects light onto my plants. I'm going to hang it from the ceiling with a heavy-duty hook into a ceiling joist. Now let's learn more about the many different lights that are available for home hydroponics. Why is the metal halide the best light for your grow room?
The metal halide gives off a white light that is similar to the sunshine in the summertime. Good for growing.
What are the advantages of sodium vapor?
Sodium vapor gives off mostly orange light, and it's like the light in the fall. It's good for flowering. So you either add it during flowering or go all the way with the high pressure sodium.
What are the advantages of fluorescent light?
Fluorescent lights are cool, so they'd be good for your seedlings or your cuttings as a light source, but they don't get very much coverage.
So
your
that's...
plants have to be about 6 inches away.
So that's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
For a 10 by 12 foot room, what is a good wattage of a light to have?
A 1,000-watt metal halide light would do. The maximum 1,000-watt halide is 10 by 10.
Why is that light on a track?
The track moves the light back and forth 6 feet, and that'll give you even coverage to the lower branches of the plant so that you get your lush foliage, and you don't get your plants growing into the light if it's stable, stretching for the light.
What does the ballast do?
The ballast, it's a stabilizing unit that regulates the flow of electricity to ignite the bulb. It builds up so that you can get 1,000 watts available.
Can I use a 1,000-watt light on a normal 10-amp house fuse?
A normal 10-amp house fuse wouldn't do it. Your 1,000-watt draws 9.5 amps to ignite, so it would be overloading a 10-amp. You should have at least 15 amps.
How many hours a day should I leave my bulb on?
18 hours a day for your vegetative stage, or your leafy stage, and then during flowering you cut back to 12 hours a day. It's important during flowering that 12 hours of darkness and then 12 hours of light.
The heat and humidity that are present in the grow room are very important. They can be controlled very neatly by setting up this simple system that connects directly to your exhaust vent. This system will vent either excess heat or humidity when the amounts get beyond a preset level. The optimum temperature level for a mixed grow room should be between 72 and 76 degrees Fahrenheit. And this temperature should never drop by more than 20 degrees, as it could become a problem. Temperatures above 100 degrees and below 60 degrees will seriously affect and slow plant growth. Humidity is also very important for your plants. Humidity is measured in the percentage of water in the air. For most flowering plants, you will need a relative humidity of 50% or more. For vegetables, 50% or less. And tropical plants will need 60 to 70% to do really well. You will have to decide on the correct humidity for your specific needs. All plants need carbon dioxide to live and be healthy. My exhaust vent will bring fresh air into the room for the plants to take carbon dioxide from. But if you want to drastically speed up your plant's growth, you may want to add carbon dioxide into your grow room.
Plants take in carbon dioxide through their leaves. There's 300 parts per million of CO2 naturally in the air, but the plants can use up to 5 times that amount to get a faster, up to 50% faster growth and higher yields. So you can enrich the room, the air in your grow room with CO2 either by means of the compressed method, which involves getting a CO2 tank, a tank of CO2, and getting the regulating equipment for that, which involves a regulator, a flow meter, and a timer. to put that on and pump it